Yo, this is your boy Clue, the motherfucking down for another episode of Country Fan Mail Podcast. And as y'all been seeing me promote for a little minute, I got your boy JDollaz on here, man. I appreciate you coming out to the show, brother.
What it do, my brother? Thank you for having me, man. You know the vibes was good.
Already, man. Yeah, I've been peeping out your music, man. Shout out to Miss J Renee for sending me your music, man. She
Big
was like, "Yo,
facts.
I got the artist." Yeah, man. But before we get into that, I definitely got some questions about that. But first questions I usually ask the artist was, what was the first song you listened to when you woke up this morning?
The first song I listened to when I woke up this morning. That's a great question. Oh man. Um, it might have been some Tupac. Honestly, I've been listening to some Tupac lately, so it might have been what's that joint? Not Me Against the World. It's a Tupac joint, man. It's at the top of my playlist. I'm gonna tell you before the interview is over for sure.
Okay,
Um,
yeah.
but
Is that like your
Tupac.
go-to? Is that your number one?
Nah, so what it is with me is I go on some binges sometimes. So like I'll listen to a certain artist a lot, and then I know exactly what I listened to this morning. I got in the Uber, and I listened to that joint of Lucas J Cole joint. What is it called? The new joint that they just
Oh,
put out.
yeah. I
Um,
know what you're talking about. Yeah.
yeah,
That track
yeah,
is heavy, man.
that joint is hard. That's what I listened to earlier. I've been listening to that for a couple of days, but I've been alternating between that and like listening to some Tupac because I was looking for a Tupac song because of a sample that he had used, and
Okay.
then I went on my little binge with Tupac. Like I do that with every artist from now and then. Like Rick Ross, I'll just listen to nothing but Rick Ross for a week straight. Nipsey Hussle, you know what I'm saying? So things like
I do
that.
the same shit. Okay. So like, is that how you feel? Like, is that what you do when you're kind of getting into your like your creative process? Like, you kind of go to those certain artists that you um, I'll say maybe like you looked up to in a sense.
Um, nah, I don't. I think I go to them because those is dudes that I genuinely um love listening to. See, like I'm young, but I got an old soul. You know what I'm saying? So for me, um, I gravitate towards more real rap. Music with a message, conscious type of music. So, with that being said, like I'm always going to listen to the Biggie Smalls, the Tupacs, the Nas, the Jay Z because those is just even though I didn't necessarily come from that era, that's the type of music that I respect.
Okay. And there was somebody I can't remember who I was talking to. Actually, it was a show Baraka. It was an interview I did about a week ago, and he was saying that he was like what he realized about a lot of young artists in the game is that they think that they don't need to study the game. They think that they can just kind of come in and have this innate talent for the game, and it shows in their craft. So like what you're saying, right? You were just saying essentially like you study the game even though you weren't part of that era, and I think that's really
Yeah, it is very important. A lot of bigger artists have said this in their interviews as of late, but we live in an era where they make microwave music, right? Where the music that you hear today maybe will last a year, if that, and then all of a sudden we on to the next record. So it's like y'all making hot pockets, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, which I got is hot, but only for a span of time, you know what I'm saying? As opposed to the music from the 90s, even all the way back, those records last the test of time, and you see it with like the versus battles now. Like you see the old school the goats getting on stage and performing their music and how it's still resonating to this day. But I
important.
guarantee you, if we did that 10 years from now, a lot of people will be looking back like I don't even remember that record.
Do you think they care about that longevity? Like I feel like there was like those artists that you mentioned, like the Jay-Z's and Nas's, like they you could tell from an early on time that they cared about longevity, whether it was from Illmatic to a Reasonable Doubt. So it's like, do you think that I don't know, I'm not trying to I ain't gonna throw nobody's name out there. I could, but I ain't gonna but do you think that those young artists, do you think they care?
um I think certain artists care about longevity, but I think a lot of them don't. I think a lot of them they in it for the moment to make as much money off the game as that they possibly can, and reach that superstar status, and then after that they don't really care about the overall culture of the game, and that's just me, right? Like, because the thing about it is everything it does evolve, you know what I'm saying? So, but I just don't feel like this is the natural progression of what hip hop is supposed to be, you know what I'm saying? Because
Okay.
compared to where it was at versus where it's at now, I don't feel like our natural progression was supposed to be here because a lot of the music that we're promoting now is just talking about killing each other and doing drugs. So it's like how does that help us? You know what I'm saying? How does
Yeah.
that help our life compared to where hip hop came from, where they started out wanting to break dance and do different things of that nature just to be able to uplift each other? How do you go from making music about uplifting each other to basically telling, yo, like just kill yourself without saying it exactly like that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
So
feel you. I feel you
I
exactly.
don't feel like we're supposed to be here where we at now.
Where do you feel like you fit in that puzzle? Like in the big scheme of things, like if you feel like hip hop isn't where it needs to be, where do you feel like you are?
Um, I feel like me, I think I want to change my little slice of the pie. And if I could do that and I could motivate somebody else that's coming up under me to be like, yo, I love his message. I love what he had to put forward into the game. And I want to kind of emulate that to be able to continue to spread that message. And I'm not gonna say full positivity because sometimes when you telling a part of your story, it's some things in your story that may come across as
It ain't
negative.
all
You know what
sweet.
I'm
It
saying?
ain't all sweet.
It
Yeah,
ain't all sweet, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not telling you not to talk about the drugs you sold, but after that, what came from there, right? Like Jay-Z, he started out reasonable doubt telling you what type of drugs he sold, the things he had to do. But now you listen to albums like 444. Now we're talking about me having Picasso's in my crib
different
and my
vibe.
and
Yeah,
my daughter's sipping out of Grammy cups, you know what I'm saying, using as regular drink cups. And it says like, so you gave me a whole picture of what success can be like for somebody coming from the bottom. And I feel like a lot of artists are not doing that. Every album they put out sound like what they just put out prior to that. It's like you're not evolving to tell me a different type of story of what life could be like for me.
for sure. Okay, I like that. I like that. You got to show that evolution and where you're going from. And I think the one thing that I've even seen with your catalog is that you even in the early time, you're early on in your career, you've shown evolution already. You know what I'm
Thank
saying?
you.
It's like going all the way back. Yeah, for sure. It's like going back to that first EP. We made it with
Yeah,
Nice. I'm gonna
well,
say
nice.
it's like,
My
yeah.
God.
Yeah, man. So I was checking out that EP, man, and it's funny. I was actually driving in the car with my stepson, and Candy came on, and like when it first started here, I was like, okay, okay, and then when the verse dropped, I was like, yeah, let me go ahead and choose another song. Yeah, but it was good. I'm gonna have to listen to this again later when I'm out the
Yeah,
car.
yeah, yeah.
But
Some of those records you definitely gotta listen to a little. But there's a clean version of that out there as well. You know what I'm saying? So
okay,
um,
okay,
even on the business side of things, for me, like one of the things that I want to do is a lot of artists, and I don't see them doing it as much as they used to, but a lot of artists, they used to put out the clean version of their album and they used to put out the dirty version. So like I'm not seeing that a lot anymore. I think
mhm,
a lot of them just put out the dirty version and then they'll send the clean version to the radio to get their song spent. But
yeah,
I want to go back to things like that because you do have a younger demographic of kids who listen to the music who are gonna hear those type of explicit lyrics and be like, oh,
yeah,
like they might go say that in their classroom. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
the higher I am able to take my career, the more I would love to do things like just have better content for the kids to be able to listen to. And that's partially the reason that like when I do songs like Be Somebody, the joint that you had on the promo video, when I do records like that, I try to stay conscious of, am I cursing when I'm delivering this message, especially this type of message that I'm delivering about waking up and going to be somebody. I don't want to use curse words. I don't want to do things like that because we could play that in our school systems and
Yeah.
maybe encourage some kids to really want to go and be somebody.
And I feel like that's a really smart move that you did as far as making sure that your stuff can be played in a lot of places. I know my video is lagging, so I apologize about that, y'all. But I think that's a really smart move because there is a whole bag, and not even a bag in the monetary sense, but a bag in just like whether it's money, whether it's listeners, whether it's influence. There's a whole bag that you can reach if you just clean up your shit like you did and put it out to a different crowd. Because like you said, now they're playing your stuff at schools. They can play your stuff at basketball games. They can play your stuff, you know what I'm saying, that, like, you can even get sponsored for a game. Like that's how these rappers get their, unless it's Grand Theft Auto. But like if you have like a clean game or something like that, that's how these rappers, get their stuff on there. So I really think that was a really boss play, for real, for real.
Thank you, man, for real. And you bringing it to me from a different light, right? Like I just did it because I wanted to be more positive, and you looking at it from like, yo, like that positivity that you kicking, you could actually get that put into different things. You know what I'm saying? So that's dope in that sense as well.
Oh, for sure. I mean, look at Nas, you know what I'm saying? It's like everybody was laughing at him when he came out with I Know I Can, but then
Yeah,
you heard I Know I Can on everything. It's like
everything.
every UNICEF commercial, every time you seen a little starving African kid, it was like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It was all that shit. But back to that first EP though, man. That first EP. So what I wanted to bring up, the vibe that I got up from that EP. I don't know if you've heard this song by Lupe Fiasco and Gemini called We On.
we all know. I haven't heard it.
Yeah, you should check out that track because it's a really smooth flow between the both of them. And Gemini was another cat that was signed the First and 15th back when like Lupe was really popping.
Yeah,
And they were supposed to come out with this mixtape and it leaked and I used to have it, but I don't have it no more. But anyways, that exchange between you and Nice, I felt that. And I feel like, that being a classic album, I was like, yo, I really appreciated the exchange because you don't have not every pair is a good pair. Like not every
facts.
two artists get, what I'm saying? Just because you put two people on the track, or two people on especially a whole mixtape or a whole album, it just doesn't hit right. Um,
Yeah,
and I feel like you have some really legendary ones, and I feel like yeah, that one definitely it went
yeah,
there for me.
yeah. And we got that's like my brother from another mother. Like we grew up since diapers together, and I said that
Yeah,
at the end of the EP. So our chemistry is just different on records. You know what I'm saying? And every project that I put out or he puts out, like we make sure that at minimum we got one song on each other's projects, and then we always come together to put out like full bodies of work for the people as well. So
that's
he got his album that's getting ready to come out soon, and we working on a part two to we made it. I'm not sure exactly what we gonna call it as of yet, but me and him on my new
maybe
album,
we made it.
I got some classic records with him on my new album, and it's gonna be phenomenal, man. At the top of the year,
Okay, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. So you tapped in on that on your coming up, and you said coming out of diapers. So tell me about a little bit about that. Like, how was it coming up? Just yeah, how was it coming up for you? You know what I'm saying? Like, what were those musical inspirations? Like, what music did they, what music did your parents or your grandparents play in the crib? Like, what was that
um, I give a lot of a musical credit, man, to my cousin Esco and my pops. Like my pops and my cousins and them, they was always super big into music, and my uncle Waz was a DJ. He's still DJing actually. So my pops used to do a lot with him, as far as DJing and different things like that. So we they had got me some turntables, from young. So I started out wanting to be a DJ.
about?
Um my cousin, he actually used to babysit me when I was younger. And he would sit me in front of the speakers and play me like the DMX album, the joint where he had all the blood on him and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And then he would play me like 50 Cent, you know what I'm saying? Like every time, I'm saying, and
Oh, you
you
grew up
know,
in Marcy.
yeah, I grew up in Marcy, you
Got
know what I'm saying?
you.
So, and my family, they still there, you know what I'm saying? We still in the hood, we still come through there and show some love. And so, it's always gonna be Marcy after the day that I die, man. You know what I'm saying? No matter where I'm at, in the world, like
Yeah,
I'm gonna put on for Marcy, you know what I'm saying? Because, a lot of people don't know what it's like to grow up there and see, the type of environments that we live in when we living in the projects. And it's not just Marcy, but that's just what I represent. But I represent for every project across New York City and across the world that is underdeveloped, and people just put us there and forget about us. You know what I'm saying? And we got pissed in the hallways, and us as our own people is like, why do we do this to the places that we supposed to call home? So
yeah.
it's up to people like me, and I know I can't do it by myself, but it's up to people like me to use my voice to be like, yo, it's time to make a change here.
Do you feel a lot of pressure, like being that person? Because it's almost like because I feel like when you have artists that come from a place that another artist, another big artist, or even legendary artist, I'll say, has come from that same place, there could be maybe an undue pressure to either one, be like them, be better than them, or even be different from them and try to walk your own path. Like, so do you feel any pressure on any of those fronts?
Nah, no pressure, because I am who I am, and he is who he is. You know what I'm saying? So um is there's no way that I'm gonna feel pressure from another man who's 30 years older than me and did it. If anything, I admire what he did, and I just want to follow in his footsteps to continue to be like that next leader, that for that next generation of kids that's coming up in Marcy and in Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't never no pressure because me and him didn't walk the same path. So I'm not competing with you. You know what I'm saying? If
Yeah,
anything, you laid the foundation for me to be better than you, so there can never be pressure.
for sure. I like that. I really like that answer, man. You're right. You can't be pressed when it's not a competition. You're just trying to walk your own lane, man. I really appreciate that. What was the next question I want to roll into? So tell me about your team, like where the team, whether it be your your engineers, if you have any co-writers, your producers, anybody that what I'm saying, like tell me about that team, like was it something that kind of was built over time, or was it something that just is kind of starting to come together now?
Um, the team definitely was built over a long period of time, and even with that being said, the team is still small. You know what I'm saying? Is always God first, and then is my parents. You know, my family, my little brothers and sisters that support. You know what I'm saying? All of my family members, and then like you said, Jay Renee, she set up the interview. You know what I'm saying? She's
Shout
been
out to Jay Renee.
a very big supportive part of the team, and making things happen, and the same way that she tried to support my dreams, I try to support her dreams. My big dog Gil Rios, you know what I'm saying, he always supported my dreams, and I support his dreams, you know what I'm saying. And Jay Renee, Gil, we all linked, and for the most part it's always been us three, you know what I'm saying, like as far as like being on the front lines trying to get things done, you know what I'm saying. Sandy Kane, she's a PR, she was working with us for a while, and she still sends some things through, you know what I'm saying. And
Mhm.
and it's a couple more people that definitely has made some huge contributions to what we trying to do going forward. But the most consistent people that's always been there, my as far as like promotion is my man Gil, and Jay Renee. Then we got Ayana Deppis, that's my engineer.
Okay.
She been very instrumental in helping me develop my sound. And that's something that's super priceless to me, you know what I'm saying. F all the promotion, F all of the everything else, like my sound is everything to me.
And what would you call your sound? If you had to like have like a signature sound, what would you call it?
um what would I call my signature sound? My signature sound would be like, I don't know, man, I would just use a word like astronomical, you know what I'm saying. Like it's just so, I try like the things that I'm trying to create is gonna be like a new version of like Travis Scott, in the sense of like the different type of echoes, the different type of reverbs you hear. You know what I'm saying? The things that we're able to play with, like
Yeah.
the type of sounds that I'm going for is stuff that you would hear in pop music, but we're gonna try to bring that to the hip hop world. You know what I'm saying? Sonically, and audio quality means everything to me, and that's why Ayana is such a instrumental part of whatever it is that I'm, excuse me, whatever it is that I'm trying to achieve, because um, she can apply her knowledge base to like Pro Tools and different things like that, and
Mhm.
I can be like, well, I hear it this way, and this is what I want it to sound like. So, what's the best avenue for us to go to try to make it sound like that? You know what I'm saying?
I think that that is something that the game honestly has been needing, and there's not too many people that are giving it the game. That, like you said, you mentioned Travis Scott, some other people like Tyler the Creator. I think that he is a perfect example of that blend between pop and hip hop, because his albums, he'll have some shit in his albums, like his Igor album, and
Yeah,
it's like you'll be like, is this a rap album, or is it, he's rapping on it, but the beat sonically it sounds like
crazy.
something that can
Yeah,
be in another genre. So I feel
exactly.
like you got to be able to blend those lines, because they don't really like having us cross over that line. They
They
want us
don't.
to sing in hip hop and rap, and if we're in the pop, there's only gonna be one of us, and that's Little Nas X.
Yep.
So it's like, what I'm saying, there ain't too many opportunities for us over there, man. But yeah, that's yeah. I
and
think
that's
that. Go ahead.
No, it's and that's what I'm talking about. Prime example, like you said, like that Ego album. It's like those sound blends and things you're able to do. You can't do that with any engineer. Any engineer is not going to be able to help you achieve those sounds, because
No,
most of them don't believe or can't hear what you're hearing. So it's
but they don't
important to
know how
be
to
able
do
to
it.
sit down with somebody that can help you achieve that.
I think that that's the best thing that artists can do, is get somebody and work with people who are outside of their natural realm. Like, Yeah, why wouldn't a rap artist work with an engineer who's used to doing country shit? So it was like you never know what the fuck could happen. You never know what could come from that. Not saying that's what Ayana does. I don't know Ayana, but but I was saying, just working with different people, man. But before I get too far ahead, man, I do want to play this clip. I was scrolling through your Instagram, man. I was just trying to, snooping and shit, doing my regular, and I saw this clip of you. And what killed me about the clip for one is that you were rapping over really one of my favorite songs, and I think the beat was so heavy, was so hard
Oh, well.
ever since I heard Jadena drop that song. I really
Mm.
like that beat, so I think you know what clip I'm talking about. But here's a clip of my boy JDollaz back in the day. Y'all gonna tell this is old right here.
Hey, freestyle shit. Your boy Dollaz. Huh. You ready? Came up on them back blocks. As a little nigga learned how to slap box. As an older nigga learned how to pack glocks. Hit your dome piece, have you in the matchbox. Oh Lord, grandmama started praying for me. But every day I gotta get it, ain't no waiting for me. If it's a bag out here, then you know I'm on the way. If you ain't talking money, then there's nothing left to say, nigga. Yeah, yeah.
Man, I was like, "Yo, homie snapped." Okay, and it was like straight to the point. Like I had another artist on. His name was C, and what brought me to him initially is when I first heard him spit. He was just straight to the point. There wasn't no boo. There was no yo. Check me out, yo. I yo. Like what I'm saying. You just get to this shit. Like I appreciated that.
Yeah, that's crazy because I saw that I was scrolling through my gram and I saw that clip maybe like a month ago, and I was like, damn, like because I be sometimes what I'll go and do is I'll go look at like some of my haircuts and different things like from different periods of time and like I was like, damn, like I had the high top fade and you know what I'm saying, had the curls and shit going,
And that's how
and
you tell time fast, yo.
and I was like, yeah, time definitely passed, but yeah, that beat was crazy hard when I first heard that beat,
Oh, for
so.
sure. I think Jadena was so slept on. He didn't get his flowers. Like that album was definitely a little underrated in my opinion. But anyway, we ain't talking about him, man. But yeah, man. So with that, like go back then, I saw that you were on your way to Cali. You were getting ready to do a show out here in Cali.
Yeah, yeah,
Is that about
yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah, I definitely was on my way to Cali. I'm gonna be back there soon, actually. Working with a couple artists in the next couple upcoming months and everything. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I saw you did
definitely.
some with Ready Made recently, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's my guy. He out in Texas though. So he
Oh,
out
he
in
in
Houston.
Texas.
Yeah, Ready Made. That's my dude. He coming to New York. He coming back to New York. We finishing a project together as well. It's called Pray for Them. So
Okay.
we finishing that project. We should have it done by the end of October. We should have it done, and we're gonna shoot a couple videos and get some things done. And so yeah, I'll be out on the West Coast in the next couple of months a lot. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be
Mhm.
in Cali and I'm gonna be in Texas. You know what I'm saying? Just doing my ones and twos on that side and networking with some people. You know what I'm saying?
What's your
Especially
what
when it get cold in New York, you can't be here, man.
Oh, you gotta leave. Hell
Yeah.
yeah, I feel that shit. So what's your favorite region like to fuck with? Like when you like you feel more love when you go to Cali, you feel more love when you go to Chicago, to Houston, Florida. Like what's your best crowd outside of
Um,
home base, of course.
Honestly, man, so far for me, it's been Houston. You know what I'm saying? I felt a lot of love when I went out to Houston.
See,
Just from the nightlife, being in the studio, everything. You know what I'm saying? I haven't really done Cali the way that I need to do LA and stuff like that. Cause like when I used to be out there a lot, I was younger. So I didn't really get to move and groove like that. But so my answer may change, you know what I'm saying, the next time that we talk. My answer might be like, yo, LA is where it's at, you know what I'm saying? But
already, yeah.
as far as I could tell you from right now, it's been Houston and Miami as well, man. I love Miami. We just I shot my video with Fat Man Scoop out there.
Yeah, I
And,
saw
and
you
Miami
promoted
gave,
that.
gave me a lot of love. So I love Miami as well right now.
Yeah, tell me about that video. I saw you promoting that on another interview that you were doing.
Yeah. So I got a record with Fat Man Scoop called "Set You Free," and we went out to Miami to shoot part of the video, and we rented a yacht for the day, and we had a couple models, and I had some family on the yacht with me. My cousin, he's a big reggae artist. His name Jamiri Morgan, and he a huge reggae artist, and he been doing this thing. So he was out there, with me, showing me some love, because that's family. And
Already.
they had me wilding, man. They had me jumping in the water and all that. Jumped in the water with my outfit on, no floaty, you know what I'm saying, and in the middle of the ocean, and
Oh shit.
we was just wilding out, having fun. Shooting some scenes on the front of the yacht while the yacht was moving. So
Yeah.
it was wild. It was a great, a great time, great experience, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. And actually, Fat Man Scoop didn't pull off on the yacht when we pulled off. So we had to get him jet skied to the boat. You feel me? So he went to a whole different location and then met some dude that was waiting for him there, and they actually jet skied him all the way to the boat just to
Yo, that's
be
dope
in the
as hell.
video. So it got wild, but it was mad fun. You know what I'm saying? We had like $100 worth of Popeyes. We had bottles. Like it was super mad chicken when we got off the boat. Like we brought
Yeah.
mad chicken back to the hotel with us, and we left mad chicken in the hotel. Like it just got
Like I don't know if
crazy.
I can eat no more Popeyes right now.
Word. So it was mad fun though, man. And we gonna finish the video off actually in a club in New York. We gonna finish the video probably in October as well. I gotta hit Fat Man Scoop. I know he went on tour. So I'm gonna hit him up and see what's up with his schedule, and then we're gonna finish that video up.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be dope, and it's gonna be out next year. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna release it on like World Star, all of the big platforms. You know what I'm saying? We gotta do it right. Put a major campaign behind it, because everything that we do here is independent. So whenever you see something going on with me, most of the time I'm coming out of my pocket, or I got somebody that went half with me on something to push the project.
And what advice do you have to the other independent artists out there? Like anybody who's just started to get into the game as an independent artist, or even somebody who's been in it, might have even been signed and is thinking about going independent.
The best thing I could tell you honestly is to build a business, build a brand. These are things that I wish I would have done younger, but just being scared to expand and not really having a support system around me to make it happen. There's a lot of free money out here in the world that a lot of people who don't have our skin color, they make it. You know what I'm saying? They know how to go and get it, and it's there for us. If we could just take the little bit of time to do research and start up an LLC, it's a lot of free money and a lot of free game in this world that you can be, you could get, and you get it and you help that fund your music career, or whatever it is that you want to do, even if it's not music. Go get that money. You know what I'm saying? Start up a corporation and be your own boss. You know what I'm saying? And get those grants, get those not even loans, because with grants you don't have to pay it back. So get those grants and get those people who have a lot of money already to invest in you, and they could write that off on their taxes. Everything is about how you could beat Uncle Sam. So once you figure that out, you're ahead of the game.
And let's not get that misconstrued with falsifying PPP loans, y'all. That's not what we're
Yeah,
talking
we're
about.
not we're not
We're
talking
talking
about that. We're
about
talking
legit
about
grants.
official business. When you get yourself an official business, that you're the representative, you're the face of your business. And what a lot of people don't understand is that you young, right? A lot of the people that I feel like I'm gonna be talking to are young, around my age or a little bit younger than me. What it is that you want something longevity. You know what I'm saying? You want something that you can pass down to your kids. You know what I'm saying? Nike didn't start from nowhere. You know what I'm saying? They came up out the ground the same way that you could come out the ground. The Jordan brand, Adidas, all of these different businesses that came up, they came from nothing, and they made themselves something by being consistent and by doing it the right way.
For sure, man. And how do you? And what about the mental aspect? I mean, so we, that business part is extremely important, and that's something that I've been definitely dealing with and understanding over. I'll say the last 2 years. I've been going through a lot. Nothing bad. Just trying to understand the business
Transitions,
prospects.
yeah.
So like, what do you have to say about the mental aspect? Like, what mentality do you have to be as an artist going independent?
I tell people, not just about being an artist, but just in life, um, stay level headed, stay leveled, not even level headed, but just stay emotionally leveled. Don't ride your highs too high. And when you hit those lows, don't go too low. You know what I'm saying? If you think about a wave and you have a wave, you want to stay right in the middle of that wave so you can ride that wave as long as possible. Because if you go too high, most of the time you're gonna wipe out and you're gonna end up hitting the bottom. If you go too low, you may drown. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
just try to stay as level as possible to ride that wave for as long as possible. And then when things kind of cool off, that way you was like, yo, I rode that wave for a long time. I could sit here and I could wait out the next wave. I can tread water to wait out the next wave. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not drowning. You didn't lose your surfboard. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So just stay as level as possible. When you get $100 million deal, don't go over the top. And when you feel like, yo, I'm at rock bottom right now, just comb through it and just keep moving. You know what I'm saying? Don't sit and don't get complacent. Just stay level and ride the wave.
Have you ever felt that rock bottom sensation? Like you felt like you was at rock bottom?
Yeah, plenty of times I look at my accounts and I'm like, yo, like I'm effed up right now. I'm doing bad. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, yo, I spent all this money doing X, Y, and Z, and ain't no money coming in right now. And I'm like, I got some bills that's due. I got some things that I'm trying to get done with the music. And I tell myself all of these things. And so then instead of me just staying complacent, what I start to do is I just look for new hustles. You know what I'm saying? Not just in the music world. You know what I'm saying? I look for whatever job I could go do. If I gotta go pack some groceries, I'm gonna go pack groceries. You know what I'm saying? If I gotta go pick up some little kids from school to drop them off for like a little babysitting service or something, I'm going to do it. And I've done it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's documented. You know what I'm saying? I didn't my homie Gil, you know what I'm saying? His family done employed me to go and pick up, they kids from school when I was younger, you know what I'm saying? Just to make ends meet. Like I'm gonna do whatever it takes, and I'm not ashamed of that. And some people will probably be like, "Yo, don't say that on the interview. Like you don't want to look." But the problem is people don't want to be authentic no more. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna give you the authentic me, and if you don't like it, then too bad. Don't rock
Facts.
with me. You feel me? Because I'm gonna tell
Facts.
you where I came from. So when everything is all said and done, you can know where I came from, so you know where I'm at now. I'm not ashamed to go and get it the right way. And people rather me go and make a song talking about how I sold 10 pounds a weed to make bills do, instead of be like, yo, you just picked up some kids from school. Like, what's the shame in that? Ain't no shame in that, bro.
Because people don't want to go the right way. I mean, there's been such a bad stigma shed on the right way. You know what I'm saying? And it's bad to do the right thing. It's
Exactly.
literally frowned upon to do the right thing. So yeah, I definitely applaud you for sticking with that. And I mean, and one of the other things that I didn't mention, but as I was talking to Jay Renee, and we were kind of working on things for the interview. She had mentioned to me, which I did not even realize, but she had said that you and her were legally blind.
Yes. Yep.
And I had no idea. And I was just like, well, shit, that just goes to show right there his work ethic. Because for one, when you watch somebody and you listen to somebody, and that's what I do with any artist that I'm interested in interviewing, I literally look at them, I pay attention to them, I see what's going on, but I still didn't know.
And
So
notice it.
it's like, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like, that's a show and a proof that you don't allow your anything. I'm not even gonna call it a disability. I would just say your life, your cards, what you were dealt to dictate anything that you've had going on. So like, what are some of the ways that you have like? What are some of the ways that you've just pretty much dealt with that, or a challenge that you've had that has come with that you've just found a way to conquer?
A lot of the times, you know, being a person that has a disability, right? Being legally blind, a lot of people will look at you and not, like, when you tell them that you are disabled, or you blind, or whatever you tell them, then they start to look at you differently, right? They start to look at you like you can't do, or like they take pity on you. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just trying to understand what are my limitations, then it is automatically, yo, like, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Like, no, it was just how I was born. Like, you don't have to be sorry about it. You know what I'm saying? It's just, this is who I am. Don't treat me any differently than you would treat your sighted people that you know what I'm saying? And in the disabled world, there's a lot of discrimination, you know what I'm saying? So that's another thing that I fight for. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things and a lot of causes that I actually stand up for. And sometimes I don't always make it known, because I
Mm-hmm.
want people to rock with me so much that by the time I even tell them, like, yo, I'm blind, they be like, yo, what? Like, it'll blow them further away, because they be like, yo,
Yeah.
you already a dope dude. You already got a dope message. You know what I'm saying? This is who I am genuinely. But then when they find that, it blows them away even more, because it's like, yo, like, you really out here overcoming adversity, and you're not letting nothing stop you from doing that. And so um that's just who I am. But as far as a challenge, like you asked me, the only challenge that I've had is just trying to get people to be accepting of people with different disabilities and understand and give us a platform the same way that they would give anybody else a platform.
For sure, man. For sure. And speaking of those adversities, I just want to do a quick shout out to my boy Damian Garcia, man. I heard you were out there trying to be a master Minecraft builder, and I want to tell you, man, whatever adversity you come into, whatever, however that level is, however hard that level is, man, you gonna beat it. Your mama is rooting for you, so she loves you, man. I just want to give you a quick
100,
shout out, man, for sure.
100, man. That's love right there.
Hey, so yeah, so bringing it back, man. Pretty much what I just want to talk about is what you have coming up, man. I know you said you cooking up you cooking up an album, like
Yeah,
so.
we got a lot of work, man. We got a lot of work. We've been in the studio a lot, and I got a lot of sessions coming up. So just a quick rundown of some of the things that I got coming up. I'm actually putting on my first showcase in New York City for hip hop, local acts, singers, rappers, and then I want to keep doing it, and I want to expand. And my engineer, she had a dope showcase that she used to do called Clash of the Beat Makers. So hopefully what I can do after, I got my first couple off the ground is I can, partner with her and bring the Clash of the Beat Makers down into the city, because she used to do it up in Rockland County.
Yeah,
Um, I also got my album coming out next year. We're gonna have features from Fat Man Scoop. We still trying to work on this Jada feature. So hopefully we get Jada Kiss
oh
on the album
word,
as well.
okay, okay,
That'd be super, super dope. My guy Nice is gonna be on the album.
gotcha.
um, I got I got an EP or an album. I'm not sure which one we're gonna do already made, but it's called Pray for Them. That's gonna be out before the end of the year, for sure. You know what I'm saying? And then
Yeah,
me and my boy Nice, we might drop another project as well before the end of the year. So I got a lot of music coming. You know what I'm saying?
I was about to say, it's like you got a lot of
Not
shit in the holster. Yeah,
Yeah, and then like I said, I'm trying to make it out to Cali real soon and work with some artists out that way and get some things popping. So I got a lot of music that I'm about to start dropping, a lot of new visuals, and I'm not sure if you've seen, but we did something for Juneteenth where we gave back to the community. So I want to start doing a couple more things like that as well, just giving back to my community, especially around the holiday time. If we could do something where we give some clothes to the homeless, or give some food back, or maybe some kids some toys for the kids. Like, I want to do something, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna figure that part out as well.
hey man, that's what's up, man. You got a lot of shit coming up. You got a like it sounds like a jam packed rest of 2021,
Yeah,
2022,
baby.
even going into it. You know what I'm saying? So like I just want to let you know for real, like I appreciate what you do. I appreciate your music. I appreciate your grind and everything that you have going on. Like I said, you've actually gained like I said, a true fan with me. So
Thank
you
you,
know, saying
bro.
this is my fan letter to you, bro. Keep on doing what you gotta do, man, and keep grinding. Like that positive message and that positive role model, the really being who, like, what am I saying, representation matters. So when people see, what I'm saying, people out there doing that shit, that's what makes a difference versus people just talking about it. So
100.
salute to you for sure, man.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you for having me on the podcast, bro. It means a lot for me to be able to come and sit here on your platform, because this is something that you building, and for you to allow me to even come and be here is an honor, because when you coming up in the industry, people don't want to give you that chance. You know what I'm saying? And in these podcasts and these interviews right here from the beginning, these are the things that solidify who I am in the game, right? Because they be like, when they go back and do their research, they were like, yo, he did this and he did that and X, Y, and Z. So, this ain't no overnight success. We work hard for this, man. And
For
your
sure.
podcast is going to reach some new heights. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to keep building together from this day forward, brother.
Hey, I really appreciate that, man. I'll take all the positive vibes, man. But I want to thank you for, like I said, thank you again for coming on to the show, and thank you everybody who has been in the comments. I think this one been one of the most interactive comment podcasts that I've had in a minute, so I appreciate that. So yeah,
100.
this is Clue the Motherfucking Don Country Fan Mill Podcast. My boy JDollaz. We are signing out of here. The video will be available, of course, on YouTube consistently, and all the audio will be posted on all podcast streaming platforms. Much love to you. I appreciate you, bro.
100, bro.